What are some common challenges property owners in Florida often encounter when handling insurance claims, and how does your team tackle these issues?
Sure. So roofing claims are very complex, just as one example, because there's different types of roofing. So if you have shingle, barrel tile, metal, just to name a few. So for a shingle claim, we're going to need wind gusts of 40 plus miles an hour, which can possibly affect the shingles. And a shingle roof, standing from the ground looking up, may look like it's in perfect condition. But when we get up on the roof and we actually try to lift the shingle up, not abruptly, but just a finger, and we can see that the shingle is going to come up. So what happens is the wind drives the shingle and peels it up, and it drives all of the roof granules underneath that shingle. So now when the shingle sits back down, the tar is not going to adhere back to the shingle. So every time the wind blows, that shingle is now going to get looser and looser, and it's actually a wind-created opening to where the water is going to be able to penetrate your roof. We've had many circumstances where the insurance company had been out before us and said that there was no damage to the roof, and then we actually go up there with chalk and mark every single shingle that has been affected, lifting them up, taking pictures of the tar showing the granules or the debris that are stuck in there, and that shows a wind-created opening. Barrel tile roofs, very hard to get covered. You need something to impact your roof, or you need wind gusts of 100 plus miles an hour to get those roofs covered under your insurance claim. We get a lot of calls with people with barrel tile roofs from a rainstorm, and typically that rainstorm, they're going to deny that claim because of wear and tear. There are certain policies that do have wind-driven rain covered, but most policies in Florida, wind-driven rain is excluded. So we need a wind-created opening to get you coverage. The $10,000 water cap is a big one in Florida because that's going to limit you to $10,000 on water. If you have a citizens policy, for example, they have a managed repair program. And let's say you suffer a plumbing loss. Your dishwasher backs up and floods out your kitchen, and now your kitchen cabinets are damaged. A typical kitchen nowadays is about $25,000, but a citizen policy is capped at $10,000. So cash-wise, you're only going to be able to recover $10,000. But the good thing about citizens is they do have a managed repair program. So you're able to pay your deductible to citizens, which is usually about $2,500, and then they're going to have their contractors come in and make the repairs. Even if you're going the managed repair route, you should still have somebody representing you because they will try and nickel and dime you. I've been through many citizens claims with a managed repair, and it's not the carrier that is looking to cut you, it's the contractors, because the contractors are going in there and they're getting paid pennies on the dollar, so that's what kind of work you're going to get. But it's very important to call somebody, a public adjuster, before you call your carrier, in my opinion. So let's just use citizens for example. If you're suffering water loss, you have to use their mitigation company. If you don't use their mitigation company, you're automatically bumped into the $10,000 cap. And they're going to take $3,000 off of that $10,000 cap because they have to pay for the water mitigation. So now you're left with $7,000 to replace your $25,000 kitchen. Everybody's going to face delays. Okay. So the delays that the insurance company do, you're in line with hundreds, if not thousands, of claims. So usually the squeaky wheel is going to get the grease. So we have to try and keep on top of them. Underpaid claims are another thing that you have to be very wary of. Insurance companies will love to make their initial undisputed payment and then ignore the insured. And a lot of people just give up, where there's alternative dispute resolutions that are built into your policy that you're able to use to speed up the claims process and get you paid properly. A couple of examples of alternate dispute resolutions would be mediation, appraisal, and finally either litigation, which nowadays with the new laws, we try to avoid litigation at all costs because unless you have to, sometimes you have to sue the carrier. But we try to avoid that. If the carrier is doing the right thing and we're able to get you paid properly, and then that's a great thing. If you get enough compensation to make all your repairs, that's a successful claim. We're not going to be able to get you enough money to go on vacation. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to get you back to pre-loss condition.